if I was getting my pussy looked at and somebody was like, so you do comedy, huh? I'd be like, did I leave a joke in there? Like, what the fuck?
Anyway,
so boring.
How are you?
Good. Have you know who Bhad Bhabie is?
No.
Okay, remember the Catch Me Outside girl?
No.
She's like, catch me outside. How about that?
No.
Oh my God. You know what? Never mind.
I
can't believe a lot of you literally are like Amish or something because it was the biggest thing of 2014.
Is there more to it or is it just that line?
She was like on Dr. Phil.
2014?
It was probably 2018 before the pandemic. She was on Dr. Phil and she was like this young white girl who was like 12.
Yeah.
And she got made fun of she had like a heavy black scent.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was like on Dr. Phil because her mom was like, you're unruly.
Uh-huh.
And like she was just like a 12-year-old who was like made fun of like by the popular culture.
Mm-hmm.
But then she started a rap career under the name Bhad Bhabie.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, this is like kind of good, but we don't quite
so
like
she's
you
not like
yet.
a Rebecca Black type of
no, it's like
bad pop, bad
yeah,
music
like
career.
it was actually kind of good. And it's like weird when people are a meme and then they create a career and actually succeed in that career.
And they just capitalized on the fact that they were already popular in some way.
Yeah, totally. And it works. Like they do it in a smart way. So she became like a rapper and people were like, this music's like actually not that bad, but we don't quite like you yet.
Yeah.
So Alabama Barker, who's Travis Barker's daughter, slept with Bhad Bhabie's baby daddy when Bhad Bhabie was pregnant and had cancer.
Yeah.
And so she released a diss track, and it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, man.
But none of this matters because you don't know these people.
Well, you know, I have this problem with Dwayne, too. He's very much he knows all the memes and stuff. And I get like a small amount of them. Like every year, it's like I know 5 things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not just,
Totally.
Everyone's mad at me for not knowing about memes. Everyone.
No, it's all right. It's all
and
right.
Movies. Sorry.
Yeah. It's just it's just really hard to have a conversation with somebody who grew up in a cult and never saw TV before.
You just heard my joke the other night where I don't know what got that dog in you actually means, but it's a line in one of my jokes now.
Yeah, totally.
And
yeah. Oh God! Welcome to Where This
You've known
Clowns.
me for 2 years. Where are these expectations coming from?
I don't know.
You've known me for longer, but we've been doing this for 2 years.
Here's the thing. It's just like, I guess I'm like, yeah, Brittany's probably not going to know this like very niche influencer thing that's happening on TikTok, right?
No.
But it's like, if I was like, Brittany, have you heard of the moon? And you were like, no, what is that? Like, that's how
comparing this one girl who got made fun of to the moon?
Bro, it was like the biggest thing on the internet for like 6 months. Really. You know what it is, Maxim, right? You know Catch Me Outside?
Yeah, and also my wife is so invested in the drama and the rap beef right now. So
totally.
I'm not on that side of TikTok, but she has been filling me in every step of the way.
Yeah. But you like, even before, like you didn't keep up with her, I imagine, but like, Am I being out of pocket here, Maxim?
No, this is totally fine. I think Catch Me Outside was such a huge meme at the time.
Huge moment.
So
yeah.
I might know it if I saw it, but I feel like I don't know it at all. Also, I think I go through phases where I'm seeing a lot more of that. Like I'm seeking it out.
Yeah.
So I'll know it's like I'll know certain groups like within a year or something. It'll be like, oh, I know stuff from that year.
Gotcha.
But then I'll like ignore that stuff for forever.
Yeah.
So I'll have big gaps.
Totally.
Because I like, I don't know, got obsessed with solitaire or whatever I do.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It's just, I just don't understand it.
But even when I am paying attention, like I won't see a lot of relevant things somehow. Like I'm paying attention to the news right now, but I missed all the jokes about the car dealership stuff with Tesla.
Oh yeah.
At the White House.
I missed all the jokes
was
about
like,
it, but
what?
I did know that it happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
didn't know it happened.
I think now it's harder for everybody on the internet to be on the same page about a meme because there's so many like tiny little corners of the internet.
Yeah.
Whereas like when the Catch Me Outside, How About That happened, the internet was like only Facebook.
Yeah.
So it was like so much more like hegemonic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man.
So I feel like it's rare that we have like
a... doing? You know what? I know what it was. I don't think I had any space in my mind in 2018 because I had just moved here from New Zealand. Mm-hmm. I just started a new job. I just started comedy in New York. I was in a terrible relationship. And I think probably I wasn't looking at anything. I also didn't even use Instagram at the time. And
gotcha.
I was not using my Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
Really.
I'm trying to... I just looked it up. I think it was 2016 to 2017, like around that time. But either way...
my explanation is for those years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Still in a bad relationship, though.
Absolutely crazy. But
also in New Zealand, where I feel like they're always way behind.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah, they just don't get the internet in New Zealand, I guess.
Yeah,
or...
that's how my mom views it.
Yeah,
I told you that. She'd call me
really?
when I first moved there, and she'd be like, "Do they have ice cream there?" Like, she really asked that question. And same with, like, dishwashers. Because a lot of people don't have them in their apartments there, similar in New York.
Yeah, or any apartment, I feel like. It's rare to have one in an apartment in general.
Well, even houses, I mean, like, where
that's
you
true,
live.
Yeah.
They don't have them a lot there. But my mom interpreted it as that, like, she viewed New Zealand as, like, a developing country, I feel like.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, when I first moved there.
It's so weird.
Ice cream?
That's so strange.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Podcast about stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell, Brittany's Cardwell on Instagram.
And I'm Allie O'Neill. You can find me on Instagram at It's Allie O'Neill. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our fucking Instagram. And if you have a stupid story, you can write in at worthlessclownspod@gmail.com.
You can DM us.
You can DM us.
You can
anything.
send us rat news and we'll talk about it on the pod. Is that the T-Pain shirt?
Yes, it is.
Man, that's a good shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with Joe Nunnick the other day, and he was wearing this shirt, and I was like, "You have my shirt on." Like,
I forgot we went with him.
I forgot that he was there when we went, and so I saw him with the shirt, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, "He's wearing my shirt."
Yeah.
Even though we were at Tyler Snodgrass's apartment in Hell's Kitchen, I was like, "How's Joe Nunnick wearing my shirt?"
What's going on?
Fucking nothing. I have so much to tell you about the Bhad Bhabie beef, but it's just not going to connect.
Well, maybe I should read about it and we can do it on the next pod.
No, I don't even care. I don't even want to talk about
Allie,
it.
is this a problem for our friendship?
Yes.
That's how it feels.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm sure it's great beef. I mean, even the Kendrick stuff, Kendrick and Drake, I knew they didn't like each other and there were some beef songs, but I didn't know the extent of it until the Super Bowl.
Totally.
And then I was like, I got to know about this.
Imagine if Drake and Kendrick are two 20-year-old women.
Yeah.
Who are both white, who want so badly to be accepted by the black community.
Yeah.
And they do so by wearing braids and making rap songs and talking in a black accent. And one of them is Travis Barker's daughter. So then, like, the Kardashians are weirdly tangentially related to this beef. It's just the way that, like, young women act before their, like, frontal lobe is developed is, like, so insane.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just...
Well, I'll look into it for you. Just for you.
Yeah, sure. You can look into it. You can look into it.
It really, truly feels like you're mad at me for not knowing about
this.
Hey, little overlap with the flag guy. my ex-boyfriend who thought I should know all the flags because he did. What have I gotten into with this friendship, Allie?
I know, yeah. That's right. I'm a huge bitch.
I'm a piece of shit for not knowing about Bhad Bhabie. I knew I was a piece of shit for some reason. That's it.
What's going on with you?
Well, here are a couple updates. I was just on the train on the way over here. And, the conductor starts talking. No one's really listening to him. And he keeps going on and on. And we're not really hearing until he's like, you hear, might go out of service. And then everyone kind of like pipes up, you know?
What train was it?
The W.
Oh, gotcha.
It's not that important. He just kept talking. And we start listening because he said out of service, like it might stop and we have to switch. And then this one lady gets so excited about the conductor. She's like, hey, she starts trying to talk to everyone on the train. She's like, hey, are you guys hearing this? Is he going on a tangent or what? And nobody wants to interact with her because that's not what you do on a train.
What the hell?
And we all have heard conductors do this. Like, you don't have to You don't have to like engage with everything you hear.
Yeah.
And she's like, that was crazy, right? And then she's looking at everybody and anyone who makes eye contact, she's like, he's talking a lot. He's saying a lot of stuff.
Jesus Christ.
And then she kind of calmed down for a second. And then we got to the next stop and it was like City Hall or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, City Hall, home of the general. I don't know what he said.
Oh man, he was trying to like have a personality as a conductor.
He's just bored.
Dude, I've seen TikToks of people on trains like recording the conductors talking over the speakers. First of all, I don't think I've ever clearly heard any conductor talk over the speaker.
No.
Second of all, I don't know. It's a fun, cute idea, but it's like now you're giving them ideas that we want to. I don't know. I just don't need to hear like
he's
people
not a tour
tell
guide,
jokes.
like a New York City tour guide.
Totally.
You know? Maybe he's trying to like get some experience there, trying to put that on his resume.
Yeah. TikTok.
He's like, listen to this voice recording from me in the train.
Yeah. I'm just like, come on.
So he goes, City Hall, home of the generals or something. And then she goes, did you hear that? She's like, this guy had too much sugar on his cereal this morning.
Oh my God. Sugar on his cereal?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I haven't heard since like, I don't know, my grandparents were alive or something. Like, that's such a, like.
That's so insane.
1980s thing to say.
Yeah.
About children. Being like hyperactive.
And she's just like losing her fucking mind.
She was going wild. She's going to tell everyone she runs into today.
Of course.
So that was my way here. I've been meaning to tell you this. So I watched a space documentary a couple weeks ago because I only have access to HBO right now, which I think is good for me. Like I don't have I have Amazon Prime, but it kind of sucks.
Yeah. There's not a lot of stuff on it.
No. Yeah. I don't have everything right now, and it's good because I have been binging less on TV.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so then when I really wanted to watch something, I was like, what do I have? And I was like, I'll just watch another nature documentary.
Nice.
It's like a space one, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen like every one of them, I feel like. So I always know what they're going to say. Mm-hmm. And it was like about black holes, which I love. Mm-hmm. I love a black hole documentary.
Yeah.
But what was so funny about this one, you know how the physics people are always so weird?
Yeah. They're not necessarily people. The reason why Neil deGrasse Tyson is famous, like, he is the only person who knows anything about physics who can just talk like a person. Like he can like podcast and like public speak. Yeah. So it's like whenever you see these like actual true life like real nerds like talk on a documentary or whatever, it's just like it's crazy. You're just like, this is the best guy you could fucking get.
It's always funny. And I do actually think they've gotten better at picking people who are better at speaking in public and on camera, but they're always still not that good.
Totally.
And there's always something weird about them.
Yeah.
And then this one guy comes on and he seems like he's going to be this really natural guy, right? And he starts talking and you're like, oh, wow, this guy's like, just like talking regular and he's excited about what he's talking about. That's good. It's keeping my attention. But then he goes over the top. He's talking about black holes and he's like, yeah, so, and he's telling us all about black holes and how they're heavy and how that means their weight throws other things around in the universe. And he's like, so like you could imagine like me, right? I'm a pretty big guy. So I'm really moving things around.
Oh my God.
He was just talking about how buff he is.
Dude, he's
like a bro.
He's like doing what he thinks like charismatic people do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like, I saw somebody do this on TV once, so this is what I'm doing. That's what my dad does.
And he started like standing with his shoulders all out, like he was like, I'm a big guy.
Yeah. He's like, this is my chance to get married.
Yeah. It was so funny.
God.
That's my only other update, I guess.
I had a big shrimp day today.
Shrimp?
I was looking at a lot of shrimp tanks.
Oh, yeah.
All fucking day.
So when's this aquarium happening?
Well, I can't get an aquarium until I move, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it would just be dumb to start right now. I'd have like, 2 nitrogen cycles and then I'd have to move and fuck it all up, you know?
Yeah.
So I gotta wait.
You could get like the small little decorative parts that you want just to make you excited, anticipating the ultimate tank.
I know, but this is what I want. Like in the tank, I want just like only like driftwood and like live plants. So it's like I'm not looking for all those. Also, by the way, all those
go to the beach with Dave and collect pieces of wood.
Nice there's no driftwood in New York beaches. But yeah, I literally just in between working, I just looked at shrimp tanks all fucking day. It was absolutely crazy. Nice. I found a game online where you can breed shrimp.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so obsessed with shrimp. I can't wait for shrimp.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be so sick. Dude, shrimp's just like, if you look at videos of them, they just look like they're like journalists typing really fast. They like really have to get a story out. They're always like, they're just the best. They're
you
so
remember
cool.
that scene in Seinfeld? You've seen all Seinfeld? Most of it?
I've seen most of it.
Okay. So there's this scene where Kramer's in an episode of some other sitcom and they see him on TV. Do you remember this?
Yeah,
it's called Murphy Brown.
Yeah.
And like he ends up having a little role in it where she talks to him. He's sitting at his desk and he's just like some guy at work. And he's sitting at his desk and he's pretend typing, but it's so crazy. It's like,
oh, yeah.
And then he's looking all around and he's like eating crackers at the same time. Then she comes over to him and talks to him for a while. And then he's like, all right. That's the shrimp.
Yeah. Have you seen Life Size with Tyra Banks?
I don't know.
There's like she's like a life-size doll that comes to life and she gets a job and then she like is like typing on her computer and then you look at the screen, it's all just jumbled letters. Yeah.
Oh, God. that reminds me of one of my other updates. So I as you all know, I just started my thyroid medication.
Hell yeah.
Which is making me have energy, which is awesome.
Hell yeah.
And it's making me do things I want to do. Finally. I tried to write the other night for the first time in ages, where I actually sat down and spent like an hour and a half, like really thinking, instead of just writing something and being like, you did it. You wrote. Yeah. You spent 3 minutes writing a sentence that you're never going to look at again.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wrote the other night and I was back to feeling like, like when I write, my handwriting gets really crazy because I can't write fast enough. Because it's like
fast enough for your like thoughts.
I'm like, and totally. I felt like that again, and I was like, oh, this feels so good. Like my hand hurts, because I'm writing so fast, because my thoughts are just spewing out.
Yeah,
but look at my handwriting; it's so crazy. It starts out like sort of legible, right?
Yeah,
that's like me writing well, and then look, by the time you get down here, like what is that?
Damn. Yeah, I can't even really read your handwriting when it's like good.
This. What is that?
Can you read
that? Barely. The next day I looked at this.
Does it say puppets?
No, it doesn't. The next day I looked at this only like 20 hours after I wrote it. And it took me forever to decipher like anything in this.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then Lucas compared it to some crazy language that I couldn't find anything about. Anyway. I was at the office today and with the medication, it's like right now, I don't know what'll happen over time, but right now, maybe like from like 10 to 2, I feel too energetic.
Yeah.
And like over the top. And I'm like, I was like clicking and typing way harder than normal. Yeah. And I only noticed that today because I was in the office and there were people around me.
Yeah. So
and I was like,
more
I
aware.
Sound crazy.
Yeah, totally. But like 10 to 2 is like peak human hours for most people.
It's too much and I feel almost overly like
excitable.
Yeah. Like yesterday I was like, I have to go on a run because I need to get some of this out. Anyway, that's
great.
Updates. It's good. Yeah.
That's fucking
and
crazy.
My mom said that stuff will go away, like the feeling like too euphoric.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like your body chemistry will like even out. It's also great that you like, because I was talking to Leah about it. Hey Leah, what's up?
Hey Leah.
And
Rat News correspondent
Leah Palazzo. And she was like, it took me so long to get my meds in order. Like she had to, it was just like it's like when people take like meds for like depression or whatever. Yeah. It's just like some people, they take like one depression med and it just works. And then other people, they are just on and off depression meds for like, 3 years until they find something that works. And, but that's great that you just like.
Wait, so her levels weren't right for a while?
It was just like, I think it was a lot of back and forth between like, it was too much and then too little or.
Well, that can still happen to me. They have to check me like every 6 weeks for a while.
But if you feel good, it's that means it's working, right? Is that
it? That means it is. They're going up, but you can go too high and have like really bad problems.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's why they check so much in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So we'll see. But she started me on a low dose, so it'd be it'd be kind of weird
to have to
backtrack.
Yeah, but also I guess if you're borderline, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you do have to have a super low dose. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, those are my updates. You got a stupid story?
Hell yeah, I got a stupid story.
Okay.
I was reminded of this time. I was in high school, and my friend Chelsea was coming over. She was
I met Chelsea.
Yes, you met Chelsea at in Boston.
Childhood friend.
Yes, she works at Boston School for the Deaf. She's great. So she was like extremely, extremely sick, and I like was texting with her, and she was coming over to drop something off because like our moms are friends too.
Yeah.
So she was like, I have to come drop something off, but like I can't hug you or anything because I'm just like so sick. And so like I was like waiting for her to come over, and I hear a knock on the door. I go to the door. I take the bottom of my shirt and I put it over my nose and mouth as like a silly little gag because she's like so sick.
COVID mask.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I open the door and it's the UPS guy. And my shirt is all the way up.
You just look like a child.
Because
children are always like playing with their shirts.
I just like opened up the door to the UPS guy like this, like Girls Gone Wild. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, your package is here. I didn't even have to. Here's the other thing. I didn't even have to like sign for it. He was just knocking as like dropping. A courtesy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes like Amazon people or like postage people will come by and they'll like put the shit outside your door and they won't do anything.
Yeah.
Other times they'll like knock on your door after they drop it off in case you're home.
Yeah.
That guy knocked on the door. I ran to the door, took my tits out, and opened the door.
And so it sounds like he reacted a little bit like neutrally, like calm.
He was like,
oh,
I think he didn't know what to do.
Because I was gonna say, if he was too calm, maybe it's like this is people flash delivery drivers. Maybe
I mean, I'm sure it's not the weirdest thing. I'm sure it's not the weirdest thing he's seen. You know, people are weird in their homes. You know, like people will come to the fucking door with an open bathrobe and they'll be like, "Come in, come in." You know.
Yeah.
One time I was trick or treating in Rehoboth when I was like in high school, like early high school, and Rehoboth is a weird place to trick or treat because it's only woods.
Yeah.
And me and my friend Sage went to her like next door neighbors, and it was two old people, and they were like, come in. And we went in, and then they were like, we don't have any candy, but we just made cookies. Do you want cookies? And we're like, yeah, sure. So we like took the cookies and we're like, okay.
Scary.
They're like, do you want to sit? Like, they seemed like basic, nice old people.
Yeah.
But it was just so awkward.
Yeah.
Because they were just like old, nice people who were like, come in, I guess. Like they had never heard of trick-or-treating before.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
We weren't expecting company, but,
yeah.
But luckily we have cookies.
Yeah, totally.
Honey, get some milk.
And I was like, it's Halloween.
There's milk in the garage fridge.
Yeah. The icebox. But like, I don't know. It was just like so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then those old people didn't murder us, which is absolutely crazy that they didn't murder us.
Scary.
Yeah. Man. And then I just flashed that guy in my tits for no reason. Bra on, by the way.
Yeah,
also,
of course.
High school alley, no tits at all.
Oh, yeah. Remember when we were at Maze and she ordered from Uber Eats, and the guy just walked right in?
Yes.
That was so unusual.
Yeah.
There was no knocking. He just opened the door and brought the delivery.
Yes. May has a brownstone, so it's like the door... this is not what it's like in New York.
Yeah.
The front door goes into her like house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's like a little vestibule and stuff.
Yeah.
But like when you have like a whole brownstone, that's what it's like. It's like an actual front door to the street.
Yeah.
And the fucking
he probably got confused.
Maybe he got confused.
He's used to there being an entrance.
Yeah. Okay. I also just made that connection too, where it's like he's used to like walking in the front door and then it being an apartment building.
Yeah.
But he just walked in both doors and he was just standing there, and then it was just like
there's like 10 girls.
There's just 10 girls being like. And also, May didn't tell us she was ordering anything.
No.
So
we just see a guy
we weren't even like expecting a delivery
and he's
person.
got like like a hat and helmet and a mask on.
Totally. Yeah. It was the weirdest thing ever.
I ordered something the other day, and you know how sometimes they want to take a picture of the food to show that it's been delivered.
Yeah,
they don't always do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because they don't do it enough. So I kind of forgot. Well, basically, he wanted to take a picture and I was like, oh, sure. And then I kind of held it up like next to me. And then he's like, no. And he put his hand out like I should put the bag down.
Damn. Good for him, because I think I have 4 or 5 pictures of a guy taking a picture of the food outside my door and I'm like coming out to get it.
Yeah.
So it looks like a like footage of a cryptid.
Yeah.
And I'm like in motion and it's like blurry.
Yeah.
I have one where I'm like standing outside my apartment building like this. Because he's like, I have to take a picture. And I was like, and he just took a picture of me.
This guy did not want my face in there at all.
I mean, that's nice of him. I look like 1 inch tall in that picture. And I'm like hungover holding my food up.
Who else is seeing these pictures? Just some people at Uber, maybe?
Well,
just
here's the thing. I have to see them.
Yeah.
I have to look at the way that I look to other people.
And it's the way you look right before, like, really pigging out on some food.
Totally, yeah. And I'm just like, wow, I guess that is what I look like to people.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
I guess, yeah. And maybe they get tipped less if people see themselves in a poor light right as they're looking back. Maybe it influences how they get money.
Maybe.
You know? Yeah.
Maybe.
So I appreciate it.
Who knows?
It was just funny because I was like, yeah. And I was like smiling with my face.
And he's like, no. He's like, we don't
no thanks.
have to do that.
Yeah.
You got a stupid story?
Yeah. I'm trying to think which. Well, we got plenty of time. Okay, I'll tell this one. So, this happened a long time ago, probably like a year ago, actually. Me and Dwayne got into like a little fight, and it was like our first one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like doesn't matter and whatever. But like, we got into a fight. We were both really drunk though. And so we hadn't really.
Dude, that's how it always happens, huh?
Yeah.
You're
so
just
very
like
confusing.
A little bit too drunk with a new partner, and then you're like, you always do this.
Yeah, and then we just weren't understanding each other, and like it didn't help that we were more drunk, and it was like so late, and he was really stressed about work stuff because he just started a new job, and yeah. So it was like, I know why it happened, but we didn't talk about it because we were drunk, and then we got up and we both went to work, didn't talk about it. And I was like, well, we'll talk about it, later or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he texted me, he was like, hey, so should we talk about this thing? He's like, and I'm like, yeah, we should. It's like not a big deal, but we should talk about it.
Totally.
So then we set like a time. I'm like, how about you come over Saturday? And we'll talk.
My God, you had to have write it in.
I mean, we were planning to hang anyway, but I was like, we should do it when we hang out on Saturday. And so then, yeah, there was like a plan for when we were going to talk about it. And then we go to the park, we like get coffee and we're like, let's go to the park and then we'll talk. Cause we'd never had a talk yet. So it was like very stressful for me too.
Oh yeah. Cause you don't know how it's going to, you don't know how he's going to be about stuff.
Going to handle it.
Totally.
And I didn't know if I was going to be able to say what I needed to say.
Yeah.
And
or if he's going to like flip
cry.
out. Yeah.
I didn't know for sure.
Totally.
If it would be fine.
Yeah.
So I was stressed by it, but I was like, this has to happen. We got to do it.
Yeah.
We can't just ignore things.
Totally. Because
I've done that before.
Both of us have dated people before where like it's so fun to hang out with them. And then you have the smallest like conflict. Yeah. And that person turns into a completely different person. And you're like, oh no, we just can't communicate about anything. You're just like a huge baby about this or whatever.
Yeah. So I was stressed. I knew he was really stressed. I think he was really worried. And now I know for sure that he was stressed because he gets like overwhelmed by that stuff, I think. But so then we're walking to the park with our coffee and we're trying to like make it nice, but we're both kind of nervous. We're walking through the park and I'm like, finally, okay, we're gonna get this done soon. It's gonna be over. And then we run into Andrea Allen.
Oh my God.
And her husband.
Hell yeah.
Who I love. Both of them. I
love both
Andrea
of them.
was a former guest of the pod. She's so funny.
Oh, and she used to live like
in my neighborhood.
Close to you. Yeah.
Yes.
Like literally blocks away.
Yeah. It's crazy I didn't run into her more. I feel like I've only ran into her like 5 times in 5 years over there. But so we run into them in this moment where we're like, we got to get this thing done and we're both distracted by it.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see them. So we're like, oh, and I think I hadn't seen Andrea in a long time too. So it was like really nice. And she knows Dwayne. So then we stopped and chat. And then it turns out she had just had her boob job.
Oh my God, yeah.
So then we're just sitting there talking to Andrea for like 30 minutes about her boob
new
job.
Boobs. Yeah.
And it was just such a funny contrast to like the conversation we were preparing for.
Also, here's the other thing. Like, Andrea Allen is the perfect person to talk to about a new boob job.
Oh, yeah.
Because like she's just like so open and like cool and like regular about stuff.
Yeah.
Like she'll be like, oh yeah, it's fucking crazy. They're rock solid and they're right up here. Like she'll be so honest about it that it's like any fucking weird intimate question.
She's not weird about it.
Yeah, any weird intimate question you have about boob jobs, Andrea Allen will answer them.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like, I would be there forever being like, so what was it like? Like asking every question I could think of.
We did spend a lot of time. I think we asked a lot of questions.
I'm honestly fascinated.
Dwayne will ask questions for forever.
Totally.
So
yeah,
it was just funny, like what happened right before. Like we had to go then have a talk. The talk went fine, but it was just hilarious. Like
just immediately before the first like real conversation of your relationship, you talked about Andrea Allen's new boobs for a half hour beforehand.
Yeah. I wonder if it made it fun. Like maybe it settled us down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe it took the edge off.
It was easier to get into the conversation.
Yeah, totally. Man, I wonder what her cup size is now. What cup size she went from and to.
I don't know.
I gotta call her.
She's gotta be
so many questions about boob jobs.
Did she have a boob job when she did our pod?
Yes.
Watch and find out.
She had it by the time she was on our pod. It was she got it
because it was after the wedding she did our pod.
Yes, and she got it way before the wedding.
Oh yeah. And yeah, this was a year ago that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. And I remember so long ago I found out she was getting a boob job. She's like, I'm gonna get a boob job. And I'm like, that's so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
People should be more like open about their plastic surgery.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's no moral failing getting plastic surgery.
I mean, it's like makeup, basically.
Yes, it is like, especially now with the technology we have.
It's temporary too. Like
yes.
Like collagen is temporary.
Totally. They said filler was temporary, but now they're like backtracking on that. Yeah, like there was.
Oh yeah, there's like some. I didn't read about it, but I saw some picture of stuff stuck in people's faces.
Totally, like so basically, when you get filler, like in your lips or in your cheeks or whatever, or like under your eyes is a common place to get it. Like they say that it's like water soluble, so it'll like shrink and go away over time. It'll just like become fluid in your face and like whatever. But they took a scan of a woman who had like a bunch of like cc's of filler, and it doesn't go away. It just like migrates elsewhere. So like when you see celebrities who have this like big like round pillow face,
they get all fluffy looking.
It's because like the filler that they put in their lips, it doesn't stay in their lips, it like drains out everywhere, and so then they just have like filler everywhere in their face. And they just have a huge head.
Man.
Yeah. How
did they not know that already?
Well, I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like they were probably, you know, especially if you're doing like elective surgery shit, then you just become a salesman. You're a used car salesman at that point. If you're doing elective surgery, you're like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And there's like kind of no like there's no regulations around it in the same way that there is around like real surgery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
Man.
But here's the thing, if I had money, I'd be getting a bunch of shit done.
Yeah. That is, I had noticed the round face thing in celebrities, but I didn't put it together. But it did always feel like it was people who got a lot of plastic surgery.
Totally, yeah.
Their shape just starts looking weird.
I think that when it first started happening, people looked at it and they were like, oh, they're just getting too much filler and they're filler blind.
That's what I thought too.
But I think what it actually is like, maybe they are getting a bunch of filler, but it's like it's just like all becoming like a thin layer like underneath their skin. So they just have a big
So then it's
face.
round, and then they're like, well, I gotta have some bubbles here to make me look like I have cheeks again.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also it's like the whole thing with plastic surgery sometimes is like if you overdo it, you're like get the body dysmorphia shit.
Oh yeah.
You staring at yourself and being like, I could fix that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But that's why we should all be honest about our plastic surgery. Fucking Ariana Grande lying about not having plastic surgery all the time.
Oh, man.
She's like, I've never gotten a nose job. I've never done this. I've never done that. She's like, I got filler, but I decided not to do it anymore because I'm a good girl and I'm in Wicked now. It's just like, literally, you had a black scent fucking 2 years ago, Ariana.
Yeah.
Like, grow up. She was literally like dating rappers and like like making like R&B songs. And then she's like, well, now that I have this wicked casting, I'm a white girl all of a sudden.
Is her music different now?
Yeah, it's like garbage.
Really listen to her that much.
I liked, honestly, the Seven Rings era. I liked the music, and the Positions era I liked. But then like, yeah, like now she's just like a whole different person. And it's just like, this is the problem that people have with cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Is that you're black when it's,
you
know, you're pretending to be black when it's like good for your career.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're just not black anymore when it's benefiting your career.
Yeah.
You know, when you have to be fucking Glinda.
Yeah.
Did you see Wicked? Oh yeah, you saw it with your parents.
Remember? Because
your dad was like, I don't get it.
Felt like he was in hell.
Yeah.
He was reborn when he came out of the theater.
It also is like a, it's like a tough dad movie to watch because it is like 4 hours long.
So mad in the theater.
Yeah.
I already said this on the pod, but I kept looking over at him and he had his head in his hand.
God, it's
like
so
looking
funny.
so grumpy.
It's so funny that he just couldn't even handle it. You know,
because he hates the songs. He thinks so it means there's no plot because there's a song.
That's so crazy.
We talked about this before. It's like it blanks his memory out.
It's so nuts, dude. Such a dad thing to do. And then they'll just watch like a fucking 8-hour war movie and be like, this is, you know what, dude, fucking, there's a new show out on Hulu that's actually really good. It's called Paradise. And it's like, it's a very good, like, kind of like, Dave and I call these shows like Guys Talkin In Rooms shows. Like the movie Spotlight, or like, I'm trying to think of other good Guys Talkin In Rooms shows, but it's usually like political or something like along those lines, where it's like guys with very serious jobs talking in rooms in a very serious way to each other.
Rooms in Oppenheimer.
Yes, Guys Talkin In Rooms is also Oppenheimer. So it's like usually like a drama. Yeah. And then there's guys who have big jobs that are really important.
And they look down at paperwork for a long time and sigh.
Yeah, exactly. And then they like rub their brow and they're like, how are we going to do this?
And their wife calls.
Yeah. And then they're like, honey, I can't come home. And then their wife is like breastfeeding a baby and then like wrangling toddlers. And she's like, I need you to come home. But we've been watching this show Paradise. I watched the first 2 episodes and it's actually really good. It's about the, it's like the president's like head of security.
Yeah.
And this is not a like spoiler, but in the first episode you find out that the president was assassinated and his head of security found him. So then it's like they show flashbacks of the head of security and the president getting close.
Yeah.
And it's just like the same scene over and over again of 2 men being like, yeah, well, that's what they call it. And the other guy being like, I get it. Like the whole show is 2 guys.
Men's closeness.
Yes, it's
is
men's
so far
emotional
apart.
intimacy. It's a guy going like this. Like that's all the show is, to like show that these 2 men are emotionally close.
Or those one head nods they do sometimes.
Yes.
Where you can tell it means more, but it's still it's just a head nod that has a little bit more like oomph to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Or it's a guy leaving a room and then turning around one more time to look at him.
Yes.
And then leaving the room.
Yes.
That's what men's emotional intimacy looks like on TV. Why don't just hug once?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
It's so crazy. It's just like on this show over and over and over again. It's just them being like, well, that's what they call it, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so. And
so
then one of them lights a cigarette.
That, right? I know nothing about you, but we relate to that one.
It's so insane.
Thing we're looking at right now.
Yeah. And it's just like the president being like, my wife doesn't like me that much. Yeah. And the other guy being like, yeah, my wife's dead. It's like, that's all it is. That's their emotional. It's so crazy. Let's get into our little postie.
I did not pull it up. I was trying to pull it up while you were talking.
It's the first link in the Slack where I sent all the links.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
No, it's the first link.
It's the very first one and all that shit. Yeah.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
Today I fucked up by misunderstanding my gynecologist. This actually happened on Thursday, but my soul has only just now come back to my body.
I love how every today I fucked up is them being like, actually, this happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody is like,
I don't want to be a liar.
Reddit's pretty autistic, so they might be taking it completely literally.
Yeah. They don't want to be called fake for it happening on a different day.
Totally. Yeah.
I visited the gynecologist on Thursday for my yearly exam. I see a male gynecologist. Uh-oh. I
would not do that. Have you had a male gynecologist?
I did it once because it was like a walk-in clinic thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I wouldn't choose it. Well, he's a little awkward. He's a very nice guy, a good doctor, and hasn't given me creep vibes. She has to say that over and over.
Dude, I love when you're like, I'm a male gynecologist. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's a guy who just looks at pussies all day. He's fine.
Before he came in, I took off everything except my socks and put on the little gown they gave me. You know, when I first read this, I thought it was going to be similar to you at the dermatologist when you accidentally took off all your clothes.
Took off all my clothes.
Put the gown on. And I thought it was an option.
I thought it was optional, the gown.
I told Sam and Dwayne that the other day and they laughed so hard.
And I was just like, funny. And the doctor comes in and is like, oh, and closes it. And I was like, I'm ready to be seen now. Just completely butt naked. God, red bush, awful.
I settled on the bed and then he entered. Uh-oh, don't say it like that. We make a little bit of small talk. Like, he's not going to say, I'm entering you now. You wouldn't say that. Like, not that that's what's happening here.
Oh, gotcha.
But just if you're in this context, situation, you want to avoid any sexual terms.
Yeah, totally.
Even if it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
We make a little bit of small talk just so we're not in silence. Go through any concerns, anything you need to bring up since last visit, etc. And then it's time for the old peek. I put my legs in the stirrups and he begins his exam. He must be feeling awkward from the silence because after a minute he says, oh, you must have a cat, huh? I do have a couple cats, but I hadn't mentioned that to him.
What the hell?
My brain short circuits. How can you tell I have cats just from looking at my vagina?
You know what? I'm going to be completely real with you right now. Every once in a while, actually not every once in a while, I have a dog. Dog hair gets everywhere.
Yes.
When I clean out my belly button in the shower, there's a bunch of dog hair in there.
Yeah.
When I clip my toenails, there's dog hair underneath them.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there was cat hair in her pussy by accident.
Yeah.
You know? If you have multiple cats, come on.
But it's just so funny her brain thinks the only information he has is her vagina.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I mean, yeah. I think that makes sense. I'm on her side. If I was getting my pussy looked at and somebody was like, so you do comedy, huh? I'd be like, did I leave a joke in there? Like, what the fuck?
My brain short circuits. How can you tell I have cats just from looking for my vagina? Does it smell like cats down there? So I say, why? Does my vagina smell? He must have interpreted my question as, why does my vagina smell?
Oh, this is humiliating.
Then he said, I'm not smelling anything right now. Can you describe the smell? He asked her a question about cats, and then she goes, why does my vagina smell?
Yeah.
She's like, skip the small talk.
You must have a cat. Why does my vagina smell? Oh, God.
My brain goes into overdrive. What the fuck does he mean? Can I describe it? He's the one down there. So I clarified, can I describe the cat vagina smell?
The cat vagina smell. Also, what does a cat even smell like? All I can think of is cat piss.
I can only think of cat piss and sometimes their breath smells like their food.
Totally, yeah. It smells like real fishy, yeah.
Yeah. My brain goes in, whoops. Went backwards. He pauses and sits up straight and he says, what? And so I say, do I smell like cats down there? How can you tell I have cats?
This is like such like a deep miscommunication every step of the way.
And she's just overthinking it.
And also like not when you want to have a miscommunication either. When you have a stranger with their hand inside you.
Do I smell like cats down there? How could you tell I have cats? I'm just saying, I feel. It's like that Tim Robinson sketch. His face turns bright red and he points to my foot in the stirrup, or more specifically, the cat socks I'm wearing, which also happen to have a single white cat hair clinging to the sock.
So her socks just had cats on them.
Yeah, he was pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's not just one cat hair, it's cat socks.
But he should know. Hair. He should know. If somebody was like looking into his asshole.
Yeah.
And was like, you must have cats.
Yes.
he would think it was about his asshole.
Yes.
He should know, like, nice cat socks.
Yeah.
Do you have cats? Like, just a little context. Just a smidgen of context would have made that better. If anybody's looking at my pussy and makes any remark, I'll be like, it's gotta be about my pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's such a
I would
weird,
think so too,
vulnerable position to be in.
Because it's like, what's he doing under that little sheet just looking at your socks?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. The socks are, I don't even know I have socks on right now because I'm at the fucking gynecologist.
So like what happened for him is he's under there. It's been a minute. He realizes they're not talking. So he wants to make it more comfortable. So he looks around at all the objects he can make like some comment about.
Totally.
All there is the sock.
Yeah. Because that's all she's wearing.
He couldn't come out and be like, oh, what should we talk about?
Yeah. And see, you going on vacation soon?
Yeah.
Any good vacations coming up? That's what.
Why does my vagina smell like seashells?
Yeah. Does my vagina smell like airline miles?
The smell? What's going on? Why does my vagina smell like seashells?
Yeah. Oh God.
So he sees the white cat hair, the socks. I said, "Oh, I thought my vagina smelled like cats or something." He shook his head.
Sorry, I thought my vagina smelled like cats or something. He shook
his head. This is the most embarrassing part. Him shaking his head and just finishing everything. Like, that's not a shaking head like, no, you were wrong. That's a shaking head like, what is wrong with this woman?
No.
That's a different kind of shake.
So horrible.
He shook his head, quickly finished up. So my vagina doesn't smell like a cat, but I don't think I can go back to him.
Oh, man.
This is so good.
It's so horrible.
Man, I do feel like I would have had a similar misinterpretation, but I don't think I would have I think I would have stopped myself before asking if my vagina smelled like cats.
Yeah, totally. I feel like I don't know. It's a very nerve-wracking situation.
Yeah.
Like, anybody can relate to this, no matter what your genitals are. You know when you're getting your fucking, like, balls fondled by the nurse or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just always weird when a stranger interacts with your genitals in a medical way.
I know, it is strange. Even when I get a wax from time to time, and it's almost always the same lady, right? There's only like one or two ladies at my place that do it. It's a nail place, but they do waxes. And I know you're not supposed to do them there because they're not as good. But this lady's good.
Yeah.
So it's just funny because in the beginning, it is a stranger.
Yes.
Just touching my junk for a long time.
Totally.
Hurting my junk for a long time.
Also, just like the way they're touching your junk is so insane. It's crazy. So intimate.
They're pressing everywhere.
Yeah. Totally. They're like moving flaps around.
Yeah.
And they're like ripping shit off and then like putting your hand on it.
And they put their hand, they're like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, shh. Yeah. It's
and also,
so crazy.
Like, they know it hurts, and she's like a very sweet lady.
Yeah.
So she'll kind of sometimes be like, I know.
That's what I say to my dog when I'm clipping her nails.
Yeah. And it's funny because now she's not a stranger. She's a lady who does my waxes.
Yeah.
And she like knows about my life.
Yeah.
And she's seen my junk like probably 100 times.
Totally.
And you know.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like if
she'll notice if there's something weird down there.
Yeah, she's like, new boyfriend? Jeez. But like it's weird because like intellectually as an adult you're like, this person sees, I don't know, 20 pussies a day.
Yeah.
Anything I have going on is not going to be shocking. No. But it's just still weird, you know?
It's just weird. It's just really
it just sucks.
Really trying to trust somebody.
Totally.
It's helpful for developing trust, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why I do it.
Oh, that's why you get a wax? To develop trust with a stranger? Yeah. I feel like there's probably an easier way to do that. This is tangentially related. Did you see that BV was
bacterial vaginosis?
Bacterial vaginosis.
Okay.
Was like determined to be sexually transmitted.
We're like 98% male listeners on the YouTube.
So bacterial vaginosis
is BV like a brand of mascara or?
So is BV like, I don't know, like a dress? But like BV is like a thing. It's like a yeast infection. It's similar to a yeast infection, but it's like a thing you get that makes whenever somebody's like, her pussy stank like fish, that's always just BV.
Yeah.
It's like actually a medical issue that you have to get treated. And it's also very hard to get rid of. And I've had it before, and I've had it like come back a bunch of times. But
oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's awful. I've had multiple people in my life. I will not say their names because I do not have their permission. But I've had like BV queens come into my life and be like, you got to use this soap.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get your boric acid suppositories. Don't let anybody eat you out on those because they'll die. It's literally a suppository. It's like a pill that you put in your pussy. And then if a man eats you out, if you ingest it like orally, you will just die. It's just poison. Yeah. But you could put it in your pussy, I guess. It's crazy. It's so nuts.
Whoa.
I know.
Because I'm thinking of the time you put garlic in your pussy.
Yeah, totally.
For what you thought was a urinary tract infection?
I thought it was a yeast infection. Yeah.
And you tasted it in your mouth the next day. So that means it's all over your system.
I guess
you can just put poison in your pussy and it's not in your system?
Vaginas are strong, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, man.
But anyway,
maybe it's selective. It's like, we like garlic. Garlic's good for the skin, so it just pushes it out.
Yeah,
I'm just
totally.
making stuff up.
Dude, I felt so Italian the day after I did that. All I could taste was fucking garlic. It was crazy. But BV was classified as sexually transmitted, which we all knew, but doctors didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they didn't know that till recently?
Well, they just couldn't prove that it was true. But every time I've gotten it, it was like when I had sex with a new partner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, of course, with a condom on, by the way.
Huh.
Like, because I don't fucking raw dog unless I'm in love with you. And so like, big news for the BV queens.
It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It's a gross man.
It might be your fault if you just pick. Is it hygiene related?
I don't know if it's hygiene related. I think that it's like, I don't think men can just get it from being dirty. I think that it probably is picked up from somebody else, right? And when I first got it, I was with, a guy who really got around.
Yeah.
A guy who gave me mono and also almost gave me chlamydia.
I know the one.
Yeah. And then I started getting BV right after
Oh.
Like, not right after I started fucking him, but like along the way. And I was like.
Oh, okay. Man, that's good to know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I thought it was just like
I just thought it was just.
Oh, I'm gross.
Totally. I thought it was just like a punishment from God, like every other like woman ailment is. Yeah. You know? Just like, oh, I guess you'll just get a fucking yeast infection or a UTI or whatever just for having a short urethra. Like it was my fucking choice or something.
I know. It's
horrible. You can get fucking, you could break your hymen from riding a horse.
I think I've heard that. Yeah, I probably broke mine pretty early. Can you get it from riding a fake horse?